Shalom is going to speak on this topic about Esau still trying to go up in space. And this is what happened recently. This was on what day this was? This is on the 11th of October. I'm going to play this clip real quick, then I'll go into a few scriptures. I'm going to make it quick and get straight to the point.
A rocket booster failed during the launch of the Soyuz spacecraft. It was carrying an American astronaut and a Russian cosmonaut to the International Space Station. It had to abort its launch. You can see them inside their capsule. They remained calm, unbelievably, throughout all of this. And we're happy to say they survived, but it was very dramatic. CNN's Fred Pleitgen is live in Moscow with all of the breaking details. What have you learned about what went wrong here, Fred?
All right, what really went wrong, the Most High wasn't allowing that shit, but I'm going to let it play some up.
Hi, Allison. Yeah, we're still getting information in from the Russians, also from NASA a little bit as well. But you're absolutely right. The astronauts both seem to be alive, and they both seem to be okay. That's the information that...
And they always come up with some like little scientific like explanation, but you won't really hear them mention about them chariots or something they might see up there. Something fly by and might disable some of the equipment or the technology or something like that.
We've been getting both from the Russians and from NASA. Of course, Nick Hague, the
Look at all that stuff.
NASA astronaut, he's only been in the NASA
Let me blow the screen up some more.
space program since 2013. It was going to be his first flight to space. But as far as what wrong, we're sort of trying to piece things together and also watch that live broadcast of the rockets taking off in Russia. And it seems as though the Soyuz rocket took off, and I would say a little less than...
Hey man, when you see the chariots, man, and they got this space force because they think they're going to fight the Lord and the angels when they come back. These little rockets ain't going to do nothing to them chariots, man. It's a joke. Just look at this junk. It's a sick joke. Rocket don't even fly that fast. You got chariots, they move literally at the speed of light. Can go from another dimension to the next dimension. I'm going up. Let me see what's going to happen. Dang, my little footage want to mess up on me real quick. It's about to come back though. Alright, there you go.
And 3 minutes into the flight, they were in the second stage of that rocket. So they jettisoned the first booster rockets and were in the second stage initiating that when apparently there was a malfunction with the booster rocket. And then you could hear the commander of the vessel, which is the Russian astronaut, Alexei Ovchinin. He was saying, we are going to separate. And then he confirmed that there had been the separation, which means that they took the capsule that the astronauts were in and they jettisoned it from the booster rocket, and they went into what's called a ballistic descent, which is a descent at a much steeper angle than you normally would have if the rocket were, or if the spacecraft were coming out of space. Then apparently the parachutes deployed, and the Soyuz capsule that these two astronauts were in landed.
All right, enough of that. I'm about to get into some scriptures real quick. Talk about why this damn rocket really went down, because they ain't gonna mention it. You know, these scientists and all that, they all try to disprove the Most High and talk about scientifically speaking. They don't never think about what's the real reason of it. Now, hold on, let me go to the scripture. It's in the book of Jeremiah 31:37. It says, thus saith the Lord, if heaven can be measured and the foundations of the earth searched out beneath, I will also cast out all the seed of Israel for all that they have done, saith the Lord. So, let me zoom in some more too. Because they got all these other translations on there too, but this is the main translation I'm focused on. But that's why they got these observatories, the space station, the satellites. The damn Vatican got a damn observatory, a satellite, telescope or whatever they call it, the Lucifer. So you already know what type of stuff they on. And then the main reason they're trying to search out all this stuff when the Most High literally creates stuff as I speak right now. So they can do all the searching they want. He ain't finna do away with us. He got an elect that he set up. I'm about to go into some more scriptures and talk about another reason why this ship came down. So this in the book of Obadiah. Let's see, in chapter 1, verse 3, it say, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, though that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks whose habitation is high. that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? And I bet that's what they were saying too. Like, who gonna bring me down? Like, who gonna make me fall? What's gonna happen? We gonna get up there and go to the space station. That's what was in their plans, but they didn't realize that shuttle wasn't finna go up there. They said, though thou exalt thyself as an eagle, and though thou set thy nest amongst the stars, this will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. If these came to thee, if I was by night, how art thou cut off? But they have not stolen till they had enough. And the grape gatherers came to thee, will they not leave some grapes? And what these damn devils do? Tax niggas. A lot of this money go to this space stuff too anyway, so they can try to search out so they do away with us. So they do all type of stuff. In verse 6 in book of Obadiah, they say, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? And through the Spirit, the Lord set up all this stuff, this technology, all these different channels and avenues, so certain men can research and talk about these devils, which is funny. And they've been trying to shut it down too, but it's too late now. They can't shut it down. The truth, the jig is up. But I'm going to go into a few more scriptures to talk about this too. It's in the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 21, it's saying, Savers shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be the Lord's. So the Lord going to raise up men. When you hear them songs about the saints, so when the saints go marching in and all that, that was talking about our people. And these devils know. They know what's coming. I'm going to read another scripture too. It's in the book of Daniel. In chapter 7, verse 18, they say, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. You know, you read about the Dark Ages, even though they say information was lost back then. Well, you know why they lost that information? Because their ass was in slavery back then. So, of course, they ain't going to try to talk about that. They don't want nobody to know their ass was in captivity for that period of time, even during some of the Roman eras. You had their ass in captivity. I say you have a lot of women that look mixed and all that different stuff. Because our men that was ruling, of course, it was popping the women, having babies, doing all that different stuff. And that's a cut to that black extremist crap too, because ain't no black extremist stuff. Matter of fact, I seen a guy today. He was mixed with Italian and so-called black man. But I knew he was a Judite through the spirit. Brother had a beard and all this stuff, talking about his business and all that. And he was talking about some of his family is Italians. Well, a lot of people, they was over in that land. The Moors, over in like southern Italy and all that stuff. They definitely had a lot of them women. A lot of them Italian women, they do be fine too. But I'm going to get back to the topic. I'm going to end it off on this scripture real quick. Because you got a lot of these other militias too. They think they're going to take arms up and go against these devils. But it ain't working like that. Only way you can bring these devils down is through spiritual efforts. Not no physical, go grab your gun efforts. That's stupid. When their blessing was the sword. But what our blessing was, the spirit. So, in the book of Isaiah, chapter 40, verse 31, it say, but they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. You know, you read stories about our ancestors, like Samson killing 1,000 men by himself. That's because the Spirit of the Lord was on him. You read about Amaziah, King Amaziah. You read about King David. You read about Solomon, all these different people, Ezekiel, Elijah. All these great men was great because of the Spirit of the Lord was poured upon them. And but yeah, I'm gonna end this off with another scripture. I was gonna end it with just that one, but another one standing out to me. It's in the book of Isaiah, chapter 42, verse 1. It says, behold, my servant, whom I uphold, my elect. And that word elect is a significant word because the Lord chose me. You have people be like, oh, I chose to serve the Lord. No, you didn't. The Lord chose whoever he chose. It don't work like that. You can't just say, oh, I'm going to choose the Lord. It don't work like that. It's saying, in whom my soul delighteth, I have put my spirit upon him, and should bring forth judgment to the Gentiles. Now you have the double meaning word with that Gentiles. You got these heathens, and then you got our people that act like the heathens. So a lot of people that act like these damn heathens, they're going to get judged too in the midst of all this stuff. But the main culprits is damn Esau and these other nations. But taking up arms and going against these devils ain't a wise thing. So anybody that's pushing that doctrine out of that little narrative, hey, stay away from them niggas because they gonna get what they got coming from 'em. Like them zealots. When you read about the scriptures about the zealots and all that, when they try to go fight, read about what happened to them zealots, them Sicaris, what happened to them. Well, you got men like Elijah that call on the Most High. Hey, the Most High let you send fire down and you be one man, you wipe out hundreds of men by yourself. That's the type of power that's on our side. So call all Yahawah and Yahusha. And shalom to the lit.